Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and what I have for you today is my review of the BenQ EX251 Mobius gaming monitor, and we're just going to call it the BenQ 25-inch gaming monitor for the rest of this video. And it is priced at 15,000 rupees. It is a full HD 1080p monitor with a refresh rate of 220 Hz. And if you're someone who has been on this channel before, you know that my perspective is more from a console gamer's perspective, because if you are a PC gamer or looking for this monitor from a productivity perspective, I'm sure there are much better and more detailed reviews out there. But what I want to answer is one simple question in this video: is this a great monitor for PS5 and Xbox Series X gaming? So without further ado, let's get started. We are actually going to start with the family of this EX series that BenQ has. You have 4 monitors in this series. The one I have is the entry level one, which is the EX251. This is a 24.5-inch 1080p monitor with a maximum refresh rate of 220 Hz. You have a 27-inch variant, which is the EX271, which is a 27-inch monitor, 1080p resolution, and a 165 Hz refresh rate via HDMI and 180 Hz via the DisplayPort port. We'll talk more about connectivity in a bit. There's also the EX271Q, which is a 27-inch 1440p variant. That's the QHD resolution, and on HDMI that one has 144 Hz refresh rate, and on DisplayPort 180 Hz refresh rate. And then we have the flagship, which is the EX271U. This is a 4K monitor with support for HDMI 2.1 and a maximum refresh rate of 165 Hz. Now the flagship one goes for 50,000 rupees. I'm actually just going to show you guys, or I've probably already shown you guys, the cutout of the different price points of these 4 monitors, starting with the one that I have, which is priced at a very affordable 15,000 rupees. And before you guys get into, oh, you know, it's only 1080p, what I can tell you is that even at full HD and 24.5 inches, you are getting a very good monitor. BenQ is known for its color accuracy and the amount of effort it puts into the color fidelity of its monitors, and that is actually shown out here. And this is not my first experience with BenQ monitor. I've experienced a lot of BenQ monitors. In fact, way back in 2013, 2014, when I was upgrading to a PS4 and Xbox One, I upgraded my monitor back then to the BenQ GW2760HS, which was a 60 Hz 1080p monitor back then. It was this really slim monitor, looked really good, was great for gaming, had a great response time, great refresh rate, was just perfect for the PS4 and Xbox One. And all these years later, while I know that the two consoles can do 1440p and 4K, does a 1080p monitor still hold up? That is what we are going to answer out here. Now, let's talk about the connectivity options on this monitor. You get 2 HDMI 2.0 ports, and that kind of works because with HDMI 2.0, you can do 1080p at 120 Hz using both the consoles. It has one DisplayPort 1.4 for you PC gamers out there, in case that's what you're looking for. It has a headphones port, which is actually at the bottom. The DisplayPort and the HDMI port is at the back, along with a USB-C port. At the bottom, we get the headphones port and 2 USB type A ports, and the monitor also has 2.5 watt speakers, giving you a total output of 5 watts. We will talk about the sound in a bit as well. As for the design, the monitor has this really nice black and white design. It's actually very reminiscent of the colors we see on the PS5 design. It could be a really great companion for the PS5 in terms of aesthetics. And the feet of this monitor are something that I really like because they are wide. I did use this as a work monitor for some time, and the way the feet are wide is just great for me to fit like my keyboard in it, you know. So the keyboard actually just fits really well between the feet, because if you're someone that doesn't have a dedicated keyboard drawer, that space between the feet of the, you know, the divided feet of the monitor is just great to keep your keyboard and work. The monitor does not have any height adjustability, if that is something that's important to you, but you can tilt it from 5 to 20 degrees, which is actually great. It also has a matte coating, which means if you have some light behind you coming directly on the screen, it just looks good. The glare is reduced considerably. And for productivity, the monitor actually is great for consuming content for longer durations. I know I was going to talk more about gaming, but we will get to that in just a second. Another thing I want to address is that this monitor is capable of HDR at 400 nits. It does not have any dimming zones, and from any of the other monitors that I have reviewed on this channel in the past, I have found that the HDR on this monitor in the budget segment is actually pretty good. I know it doesn't have any dimming zones, it has only 400 nits of brightness, but on both the consoles, I got a pretty good gaming experience. Now, when you switch between different HDR settings, you really don't need to switch to different profiles. What this monitor gives you, being a gaming monitor, it gives you profiles such as fantasy HDR, sci-fi HDR, cinematic HDR, realistic HDR, or even just AI HDR, and you can just switch to these settings on the monitor and know which one is the best option for your gaming experiences. I found that leaving it on the AI HDR mode worked best for my needs, but you can switch profiles based on the type of games that you are playing. It just makes the experience a whole lot better. But what I would recommend is go into the settings of your console, switch it to SDR, and that'll give you actually one of the best experiences of gaming I have had on a budget monitor in recent times. This monitor is that good. For you PC gamers out there, I just want to highlight this one feature. The monitor has something called as the Color Shuttle app. You actually kind of download it on your PC. And when you are gaming, let's say you're playing a game like Black Myth Wukong, you can go onto the BenQ website. There is a color profile for the monitor on BenQ's website that you can download, and then the settings for Black Myth Wukong are applied automatically to the monitor. This feature only works via a PC, so I'm really bummed out as a console gamer because I just wish it could recognize the game I was playing on my console and put that color profile, because these profiles for some of the most popular games are on BenQ's website and they really do make a difference. I did try it out with a PC as well. But the last thing I want to highlight is that in the settings there is a 4K mode which you should enable when you connect your Xbox Series X to this TV, because that is when you will actually be able to take advantage of high refresh rate on the Xbox on this monitor. So let's start off with some gaming on the PS5. Now, Dirt 5 is a great example of an HGIG game. You know, when you set your PS5 to HDR and you do the brightness level of testing to the sun growing bright and, you know, the dark sun for the darknesses. In a lot of budget TVs and monitors, I've noticed that a game like Dirt 5 really clips at high brightnesses because the console is actually telling the TV its capabilities of the brightness, and the TV is actually kind of say, oh, I can do something a lot brighter. But out here, there is no loss of detail. So even if you are playing a game like Dirt 5 in HDR on this monitor, you are getting those bright highlights from the sun on the track, giving you a really, really good and immersive gaming experience. Same thing for Astrobot, right? Astrobot is this nice colorful game, and while you aren't going to get the punchy colors you would get on, let's say, an OLED monitor or an OLED TV, what you are getting are actually very good natural looking colors in a game like Astrobot, which is just so bright and vibrant. Even in a game like Gran Turismo 7, right, you have like the cockpit of the car which has some dark sequences. I play this race in the night in the music rally mode, and everything looks clean, it looks crisp, and the colors look very accurate, giving you a great immersive experience. Speaking of colors, you know, even in a game like Spider-Man 2, where you have the reds and blues in Spider-Man's suit, they're primary colors and they look really neat and very good on this monitor. Even when you switch it into HDR and you are swinging and there's the sun shining on you in the city, all the details are very clear and very easily visible. It's just a lot of fun, and a game like Ratchet & Clank just looks like you are playing an animated movie. While the resolution is 1080p, I didn't have a problem with it. I was sitting about 3 feet away from the monitor and it was a very comfortable viewing experience. The text in the games look crisp. You get a very good overall experience when it comes to the colors, and since most of the games run at 60 FPS, if you're playing in performance mode, you are getting a very smooth experience with almost no input lag on this TV. Moving over to the Xbox side of things, I played the sequence in Gears 5 where you are coming from this dark environment into a fight, and as you can see, the dark environment also, you can make out the details without much haloing. I did play games in a pitch dark room as well, and while there is a bit of blooming on the monitor, it's not something that hindered my experience. A game like Ori, right, it's a great game for HDR, it's a great game to test on high-end TVs, but even out here with Ori glowing bright in the middle of the screen and these dark environments with these rich colors all around, looked very immersive. And Doom the Dark Ages is a game for those of you which have a trigger finger, you need fast reflexes, and that's where the fast response response time of this monitor also really shines. So when it comes to console gaming, if you are really on a tight budget, I can easily recommend this monitor for two reasons. The colors of all the games look really good and immersive. It has very easy settings to use where you can tweak it in HDR and SDR on the monitor, so you get the best color experience. And the second point is the fact that it has a 1 ms response time, which means that even if you are playing fast-paced games or competitive games on this monitor, you are getting a very good experience. I want to talk about content consumption as well, because I saw some content on this monitor connecting the PS5 and the Xbox. So I had, let's say, Top Gun Maverick on the Apple TV app, and the content looks really good. I would just say watch movies in SDR. It just gives you that much of a better experience, like in the sequence towards the end of the movie where, you know, the planes are going through this snowy mountains for the dog fight, and you have the command center in the darkness, you know, they're talking back to each other. It has a really nice color palette to it, which is very neutral, very natural, very good looking colors. Even in a movie like Mission Impossible, right, where you have Tom Cruise whizzing away on the motorcycle, it actually looks really good. If you are going to use this monitor to watch movies, you are going to have a good experience. Even TV shows like Young Sheldon, while the color palette was slightly on the cooler side for a show like Young Sheldon, it wasn't something that actually hindered my content consumption experience. And before I go, I just want to give you guys a demo of some games and copyright free music to talk about the audio output of this monitor. So take a listen.
Better hurry. Well, look who's in the neighborhood. Yo, I'm just gonna say the same about you.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Well, now that you've heard the audio performance of this monitor, I just want to say that the speakers aren't great. I mean, you can use them to consume some YouTube content or so, show some people some videos. But if you really want a great experience, you are going to have to connect speakers to this monitor via the 3.5mm port that's available, or just use gaming headphones if you are playing all by yourself. So yeah, to show people a few YouTube videos or just some content on the monitor, the speakers get the job done, but they won't be your primary source of audio. So let's summarize, right? Overall, if you are on a strict budget of 15,000 rupees and you are a console gamer, and if you don't mind a 1080p monitor, because honestly the resolution is not a big deterrent just being at 1080p. Sure, you can increase your budget and get a 1440p monitor. At similar price points, you can get 1440p monitors from other brands. But what BenQ has going for it, and I think this is a very big USP that they have, is the fact that you are getting very good color reproduction and a very immersive experience and a very good design on a monitor. Sure, it is not height adjustable and the speakers are okay, but it tilts well. It is a sturdy build. It has wide feet where you can keep a keyboard in case you need to use it for your PC needs as well. It's good for multimedia content consumption as well, and BenQ's color accuracy is its biggest strength. So there you have it, guys. That was my review of the BenQ EX251. As always, you can let me know what you thought of this video in the comment section below, and for more from the world of home entertainment and gaming, you can subscribe to the channel. I will catch you in another video. It's goodbye for now.